John Reynolds with Solomon Colors Legacy. And today we're going to start doing a micro-top application on this floor. Now, I've shown you the floor in the first part of the video, and basically what we've got here is a floor that we ground, and when we ground it, we found that there was a lot of surface deterioration, a lot of weightiness in the floors and stuff like that. So we're just going to go ahead and micro-top it and start with a fresh slab and do some staining and pattern work.
We had some areas of delaminating concrete that were discovered during the grinding process. It's very important to make sure these are addressed and removed prior to cleaning the floor and before the product installation. A mason's rub brick or hammer drug over the floor is a simple way to locate isolated areas of delamination. We went over the whole floor with rub bricks and removed these loose areas with hammers. If the delamination would have been severe across the entire floor, scarification or shot blasting may have been necessary to ensure complete removal of the damaged concrete.
So since we've already ground it, we're going to take a floor machine, a rotary floor scrubbing machine, and we're going to use a black pad, which is the most aggressive pad, and we're going to put that on there. And then over here in the corner, we've already pre-wetted the surface, and we're going to spray a light detergent on it, and then we're going to scrub it and vacuum it up and get this floor really clean. Okay, so this is after 2 passes with the floor scrubbing machine and wet back. We still have a final rinse and mop to complete to get rid of any leftover residue. But this, combined with the ground floor, should give us a very good, clean, and porous surface for our micro-top to adhere to. Okay, so we've got our floor. It's completely clean. It's ground. It's been scrubbed with the rotary floor machine and a black pad, wet backed up. I've now mopped it 2 times and gotten all the residue off of the surface from the surface preparation. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply our primer. And this primer can be rolled on, it can be brushed on, or it can be sprayed on. Today I'm going to scrub it into the floor, and basically when we get this primer, we want to cover the whole surface 100% and then get our topping on there within 2 hours of applying the primer. Okay, so we're getting ready to mix up our material for our first layer. Now, if you remember right, during the floor preparation process, we saw a number of different divots and chips that we had to break out. Now, to fill those up and other minor surface imperfections, we're going to use our Legacy Perfetto spray. This is a suggested base coat for the Legacy Venetian Micro-Topping so that it does that very thing that I just referenced, which is fill in any surface imperfections, and it provides a good base for our micro-top to stick and adhere to. So today the first thing we'll be doing is we're putting a base coat down using the Legacy Perfetto spray and the Legacy Polymod and also our Legacy colorants. These 10-ounce bottles of colorants are designed to mix in with the polymer first, spin that up, then add our dry material. 1 10-ounce bottle per 60-pound bag will yield the color that's on the color chart. So let's go ahead and get started mixing. When you open up a bucket of modifier for the first time, you always want to shake it and then gently stir it to get any contents mixed up that may have settled out during shipping. When installing a base coat, always use about 6.5 to 7 quarts of polymer per 60-pound bag to get a nice slurry coat that will apply easily and get into all the depressions in the concrete. Always shake your colors to make sure that any pigment that has settled down to the bottom is loosened up. Open up your color and place that in the liquid. Fill your container up about 1/3 or halfway. Shake it up to loosen up any pigment that may have settled down to the bottom and dump that into the can. Always mix your liquid to liquid first, your liquid polymer plus your liquid colorant before adding your dry mix. Always mix your material for 60 to 90 seconds to start with until it's clump free. Let your material stand then for about 10 minutes and remix for another 30 to 60 seconds prior to installing.
The Perfetto spray is then applied over a primed surface with a soft rubber squeegee. The squeegee shown here is from Craft Tools and comes in varying sizes. Be sure to apply the Perfetto spray in thin lifts, 1/16 inch to a maximum of 1/8 inch. Maintain a wet edge to reduce overlap marks and buildup. Finally, be sure to cover the entire surface with the base coat. Here, Steve is using a Mason's rub brick to remove any drips or squeegee marks from the base coat application. In large areas, a floor machine with an 80 to 100 grit sanding pad is acceptable too. Be sure to vacuum up all dust and debris from sanding. Next, we're applying the primer, this time showing the use of a soft rubber squeegee. Remember to always prime between layers. Given the rough condition of the floor, we chose to smooth it out further with a second application of the Perfetto spray. Again, use a soft rubber squeegee and maintain a wet edge for best results. The use of our slow set retardant will allow even more working time during the application process in warmer conditions.
We're getting ready now to mix up our micro-top. Micro-topping is a 40-pound bag of grout. It's white. We're going to use our color like we talked about earlier. We're going to use 7 to 8 quarts of polymer, and like with the Perfetto spray, we're going to mix our liquid to liquid first, then we'll add our bag of grout.
When mixing the micro-top, be sure to use a clean mixing vessel. Add the color and then fill the 10-ounce bottle about halfway and shake it to remove any settled pigment. Mix the color and the polymer thoroughly and then add the powder. Mix for 2 to 3 minutes and then allow the micro-top to stand for 10 minutes and then remix prior to placing for about 60 to 90 seconds.
A number of different ways that you can create pattern work on the micro-top floors. Vinyl stencils are a really neat and unique way to be able to create some pretty awesome pattern work, like what we did on this floor with this concrete rug. These are available at your local sign shop. You just have to get them a straight line file, usually referred to as an EPS or an AI file, and they can create these vinyl stencils for you. Pretty neat way to create some pattern work. On our floor today though, we're going to be using our pattern tapes. We offer 4 different pattern tapes ranging in widths from 1/4 inch to 3/4 inch, and this also is a 1/2 inch brick line tape. This brick line tape is pre-marked every 4 inches so that you can create patterns such as brick borders, or you can create tile patterns with this tape. Now the neat thing about these tapes is that they're fiber reinforced. Being fiber reinforced, you can leave this product down underneath your overlay products and they won't tear. So when you go to lift the pattern work, the hardened concrete will not cause the product to tear, which gives you the flexibility of being able to remove the pattern work the next day.
Here we see our floor with the 2 layers of Perfetto spray, sanded, vacuumed, and with the pattern installed using the 1/4 inch pattern tape. Depending on ambient conditions like temperatures or humidity, base coat drying times will vary. Our room is about 70 degrees with little air movement. We use some fans and the material set in about 2 to 3 hours. Now we're ready to apply the micro-top. Steve is using a sprayer for the primer. Whenever you have a pattern in use, spray the primer in light lifts so that it doesn't bleed under the tape. Be sure to completely cover the surface prior to installing the micro-top. Once the primer dries, we begin to install the micro-top. We are using squeegees again because our desired end result will be a smooth, easy to clean, stained floor able to withstand heavy foot traffic along with tables and chairs that will be moved around frequently. 2 coats of micro-top are frequently installed to create a smooth floor. Here, we use 2 for that reason and to prevent telegraphing of the base coat color through the light colored top coat. Other techniques for installing the micro-top involve the use of steel trowels. Tight troweling or texture troweling can produce unique and timeless effects. Now we see our project with the 2 coats of micro-top installed and the pattern tape pulled. The floor has been vacuumed and is now ready for staining. When staining with Legacy Fresco Reactive Stain, allow the micro-top to cure for 24 hours prior to applying. If using water-based products like the Legacy Tinte d'Aqua, give the micro-top a minimum of 4 to 6 hours drying time depending on ambient conditions. We stain the borders first using the Legacy Tinte d'Aqua water-based stain. Additional reds and yellows were used in the field and are shown here drying. Once completely dry, 3 coats of Legacy Aqua Clear water-based sealer were applied. We allowed the water-based sealer to cure for 24 hours and then applied 4 coats of Legacy Floor Wax.